Hello, good afternoon, everyone. We are like to meet at least once a week. If we can see each other, at least we see each other this way. And let's learn something regarding the parsha of this week. Something very brief, very short, and it should be a lesson to us, and a lesson that we can derive from it. At this week's parsha, we're learning about the laws of Shemitah. As we all know, about the law of when the Jews would come to Israel, they would have to work 6 years and the 7th year resting the land, and this is called the year of Shemitah. As we know, the upcoming year in Israel will be a year of Shemitah. And what was the idea of Shemitah? That is 7th year they would have to leave the land alone, not to work the land, not to do anything there. It's often understood when you don't work a whole year, the results will be that there is no fruits and there is no growth and there will be nothing to eat. And this is where the Torah comes in this sixth parsha and says, "V'chi tomar ma nochal." If you're going to say, what am I going to eat? If I don't work a whole year and the land will not give its produce for the year, what am I going to eat? And God phrases us as the question that you would ask. V'chi tomar ma nochal. So the Torah itself, God gives you the answer and it says, don't worry. V'tziviti ad birchati, I will command my blessings. Meaning to say, the words in the Torah is, you just do what I gotta tell you to do. When I tell you not to work the 7th year, and if you worry, what are you going to eat? Don't worry. I will bring my blessing. And what the blessing, well, will be the blessing, God says, that the 6th year will give enough for the 6th year, for the 7th year, and for the 8th year. This is a great, beautiful blessing that God teaches us in this week's parsha. You just follow what I say, and I will give you my blessing. A miracle of a blessing that 1 year will give you for 1 year, the 6th and the 7th and the 8th, until you start planting the 8th year. That's going to be for the 9th. You'll be okay, taken care of. And the blessing is so great because, as we know, the 6th year was the weakest year of the land, because the way it would be, the 1st year of the 6th, the land, the soil is strong and gives good fruits. The 6th year, it's wicked. It's weak already, and that's why the 7th year is supposed to rest. And this is what God says, in the 6th year, that the land is already weak, the soil is already weak. In that year, the fruits, produce will be so great and so good. It's going to be so much for 6th year, 7th year, and 8th year for 3 years. That's a tremendous blessing that God gives us. And we just have to believe that God will take care of us. He does take care of us. This is what a bracha in this sixth parsha is. But as we know, the lesson to us is that this relates to something much deeper and much closer to us. And the same as we have the idea of 6 years that we have to work the land, on the 7th year to rest. The same idea relates in the 6 millenniums. Every millennium, every 1000th year, it is 1 year. When God created the world for 6,000 years, as we know. The Talmud teaches us that. On these 6,000 years that the world is created for, is we should work the world, make the world a better place to be in. A lot of challenges, a lot of obstacles, but there's work to accomplish, and this is the work that we do these 6 years. That's these 6,000 years, the 6 millenniums. And then will come the 7th millennium, and this is the time of Mashiach, and that's going to be the year of Shemitah, that we don't work, we go to rest. This is the same idea as Shemitah, that we are here today at the last day, the 6th day of the 6th year of the 6 years of work. Or we almost, the 7th year, we almost at Shemitah. And this is what God tells us, because we ask a question. We are the 6th year. As we said before, the 6th year, the soil is weak. In the world, the 6th year, the 6,000th year, by the 6th millennium, the way we are now, it's much harder already to accomplish. We are much weaker than before. We can't do it. And we asking the question, how are we going to accomplish to get to the 7th year of Shemitah, to Mashiach? We are in the 6th year, and it's so hard. We're not as strong as before. How are we going to accomplish that? And this is God's blessing to us today, that we are in the last days before the 7th millennium. We are in the last days before the accomplishment of Mashiach, before the accomplishment of the ultimate Shemitah, of the ultimate Shabbat. God says, don't worry, you do your job. You work these 6 years and hope for Mashiach to come in the 7th year, and I will give my blessing that your work and your accomplishment of the 6th year, your accomplishment of the 6th millennium right now before Mashiach, when as the Rebbe would say, this is the days that we have to get ready for Mashiach, because our accomplishment of today will bring us the bracha, as Hashem says, for the 6th year, for the 7th year, for the 8th year. In other words, our work and our accomplishment and our achievement to bring Mashiach today will get us the big blessing for now, and for the millennium of number 7, that is Mashiach, and for number 8, that's even the second state of Mashiach. We're not going to get into it now. And this is the lesson the Rebbe teaches us. Today is the last minutes of the 6th year, and you feel weak. You feel the soil is weak. You feel it's hard for you to accomplish. God says, you do your part, and I will bring my blessing to you, that you're going to see the product, you're going to see the result in the 7th and the 8th, and the stages of Mashiach that's going to be revealed to us very soon. And as we know, we're really in the last seconds before Mashiach coming. So let's take the lesson and let's accomplish, and let's work hard the last minute to bring Mashiach, and we're going to be seeing the result very soon, the presence of God of the 6th and the 7th and the 8th, speedily with Mashiach very soon now.